All right, man. Bleacher Report dropped a ranking list of the best young cores in the NBA, right? So I don't know particularly, what were their criteria for the young core, but let's see where the Pistons ranked in at it. Check out the Detroit Pistons Talk playlist, more videos like this. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. Don't forget, check the link tree out, the first link in the description. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. There you can reach out to me anytime you want to. If you got a question, business inquiry, video request, whatever it may be, hit me up there. Twitter's the fastest way to Instagram and Facebook. Also, you can check me out on Spotify. So I'll be having some line content coming there pretty soon. So let's get into it. Um, it says, what team has the best young core? And the Memphis Grizzlies are number one. New Orleans, Cleveland, and Boston. My thing is, how can Boston be four behind Cleveland, New Orleans, and Memphis, and they made the championship. They made the finals. Jason Tatum was arguably a top 10, 15 player before that blunder he had in the finals. Jaylen Brown, some people think he's better than Jason Tatum now. So I mean, Atlanta did make the Eastern Conference Finals. Cleveland, Pelicans, and Grizzlies haven't made it to the conference finals that far. OKC, they like Shad Holmgren or the other guy with the thin towers and Josh Giddey, Shea Gillensley. They like Toronto over us, and then it's us, then Houston and the Magic. Like I said before, we just start putting our young core together. I mean, you got teams like Memphis, New Orleans, Cleveland, Boston, Atlanta. I mean, you can make case even for Oklahoma City Thunder. They had their cores together longer than ours. Shea Gillensley been there for a long time. Darius Bazley's been there 2 or 3 years. Yeah, they just got Josh Giddey last year, but you got to understand, we didn't have nothing before last year. There was nothing to build around. You could say, well, K. Cunningham, you could say, we could make the case for Sadiq Bey. That's about it as of right now. So, we didn't really get our star piece until we got K. Cunningham. Um, so the argument is kind of crazy, but, I just guess this is projecting it into going into the future, but it takes more than the young core to win it. You got to have the right veterans. You got to have the right blend of everything. So, I mean, I don't necessarily like I don't. It's Grant Hughes' opinion, but I don't really agree. If I'd said the Eastern Conference champions got to be number one, but all this is projecting. Atlanta looked good, but they had all them John Collins and Trey Young, Clint Capella, and DeAndre Hunter. They had all this young talent, and they barely made the playoffs last year. You know what I'm saying? Oklahoma City Thunder. What was their record last year? You know what I'm saying? What was their record last year? You know, what was their record? They won. They, they won 24 games last year. They won one more game than us. So I mean, just keep going on. Cavaliers. They started off hot, missed the playoffs. And number three, New Orleans. They barely made the playoffs. Excuse me, they barely made the playoffs. So all this is just projecting. You never know. It's been a lot of young cores through our history that look promising. They never won it. No, look no further than the Oklahoma City Thunder core at the beginning of the last decade, or a little bit beginning of that before that. They went to the finals and never returned. Think about that for a minute. Went to the finals and never returned. But we us in Houston and Orlando, we got something to prove. So I understand us being an 8, 9, 10. Toronto made the playoffs last year. But you ask yourself, like, what's the criteria? Toronto made the playoffs. Oklahoma City didn't. Toronto was ranked ahead of Atlanta. You know, Cleveland and New Orleans. New Orleans barely made the playoffs. Cleveland didn't make the playoffs. So I don't understand. I guess it's more of a projection. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's more projecting what it's going to be because you don't know what the rookie's going to bring in. So, like I said, it's just content filler for Bleacher Report until football season starts. That's all it is. That's what it got to be. You know, So, but the only time is gonna tell. That's it. Only time is gonna tell. Only time will tell. Like I said before, I like our chances. I like our chances. But if it was that easy to project, and I'm gonna read it. I found it. So give me a minute. We can read exactly what he said and what the criteria is. All right. I don't know what happened. Here we go. So it says nothing rekindles hopes for the future. NBA teams like the off season, it was a dream of year over year leaps taking hold and presumption that every shred of potential a young player showed last season will come the norm going forward. Feel realistic optimism reigns both for individual talent and entire groups and up and comers. The best young cores, which will limit to include players who will be 25 years or younger on February 1st of the 2022-2023 season, have mixtures of past achievements and future potentials, perhaps with a little extra emphasis on the latter. Those rankings highest will have already produced team success while still retaining upside and portends greater things ahead. It can be tricky to balance current value against the likelihood of future growth. How do you compare a 19-year-old with a sterling draft pedigree against a 23-year-old with a handful of strong postseason games on the resume? Guess work will be required. Gut feeling too. Depth is also a factor with the measure some cores with several projectable 25 talent, under 25 talent against others with just a few. And even then, we must determine which players even qualify as core pieces, the kind of around which teams construct multi-year plans. Finally, there's the heavy emphasis. There are hazier issues to fit. Do players complement one another? Do they overlap in ways that presage problems down the line? The best core have it all: promise and production, youth and leverage, high leverage reps, depth, star power. With free agency, the draft, and handful of trades shaking up multiple rosters, now is the greatest time to reassess the hierarchy of the NBA's top young core. Honorable mentions: Denver Nuggets, Warriors, love that young core. Miami, Knicks. So Orlando coming in at 10, Houston at 9, Detroit at 8, and it says the core K 21, Ivy 20, Durham 19. So I just want to see what Boston say. Well, let's see what Toronto say. Barnes 20, OG 25, Gary Trent Jr. I don't watch Boston, but I look at Precious. I don't see him did nothing yet. OG in the body, he's solid. Gary Trent ain't really nothing to bark home at. They court out better than ours. Sorry about that. When you talking about that, they got a good core. They got a lot of young players there. That's what the thing about it. Atlanta, Trey, Collins, Hunter, Kongu. So Tatum, Robert. So yeah, Jalen Brown didn't make the list. That's why. All right, so I get it now. Jalen Brown didn't make the list. He older than 25. So bet I get it now. But it says for us, Kay Cunningham, Jay Nyber, Jalen Durham, other talent, Stewart Bay. Well, Bay got to be up there with the core. So yeah, Bay got to be up there. So we already hit the point in our rankings where every team has at least one blankable store for the Detroit Pistons. That's Kay Cunningham, a smooth playmaking wing who shook off a rough start to finish as one of the top 5 rookie aged 20 or younger in NBA history to average 17.5 rebounds, 5 assists. Cade isn't a blow by jump over athlete, but he has an innate understanding of how to use the size to create advantages. Most NBA players go their whole career without developing a start and stop cadence and clever footwork that Cade Cunningham has already mastered. When the pretty form of his jump shot translates to a higher hit rate from three, which he will, he'll be a regular presence in the All-Star game and should show up on more than a few All NBA teams. The rest of the Pistons' true core is a pure projection at this point. Ivy is a breathtaking athletic guard with a chance but no assurance of achieving stardom. While Durham is already a physical marvel as a teenager, there's a tantalizing future in which Ivy is sprinting around like a next age Russell Westbrook. K. Cunningham is doing decent Luka Doncic impression, and Durham is a high rising like Amari Stoudemire, but 2/3 of that forecast is purely speculative. Bay and Stewart have both shown at least one firm NBA skill. One is capable as high volume three gunner from the wing, and the other looks like his motor and mobility will make him a switchable defensive big. Each should continue contribute as the Pistons mold their rotation in the future, but neither project as high end start or starter. So I don't know about that. I think Sadiq Bey got more to offer, and that's because it ain't being shown. That's because coaching ain't let it be shown yet. He dropped 51 points when they called his number. They can call his number every time, and Shady Bacon easily average 25, 5, and 6. He can really pass the ball, so he can do a lot of different things that's not been asked of him to do. You know, that's crazy. You know, and his talent is being wasted. But we're gonna talk about him later too. So you know, you know, but yeah, so all this is pretty much you never know. All this you never know how all these players gonna click. It's just um, a pure speculation list. You know, is that's all it is. So, but yeah, I like our young core. You know what I'm saying? But the question's gonna have it is how they gonna play together. That's the $1 million question. How they gonna mesh together? Can the coach get the most out of them? It's the biggest question. You know, you know, that's the $1 million question. How they all gonna fit? Oklahoma City got all that talent, but will it mesh like Westbrook and Harden and Kevin Durant? Will they, will they stay? Will it work? So that's the $1 million question. Will it work? But yeah, I hope it worked for the Pistons, and yeah, you hope it worked. You hope it worked, and I believe it will work. Hopefully egos don't get in the way, but we have to wait and see. But yeah, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check the Detroit Pistons Talk playlist out. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe button. It's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to notifications. We go live, drop a video. And then if you want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Um, Other than that, hit my link tree. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram if you want to reach out. Spotify, Anchor, follow me there too. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal there as well too. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Don't forget, check out my main channel right here on YouTube, Motor City Sports Talk right here on YouTube. Appreciate the love and support. One time for one time. Peace.